Now we have a pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And before, had to have my rules here. So before we get into our meeting, I called to order. I have a message for the city of Port Huron and for all you out there. So if you bear with me, it's about 5 minutes or 6 minutes, I think. So this is the mayor's reflection of year 2025. That's what I titled this. So please allow me to acknowledge first and foremost God and his son, Jesus Christ, of whom I give all the honor and glory for life and the assigned role of mayor that he has chosen me for his service. And special thanks to my family, too, out there. So good evening, friends, neighbors, and members of our Port Huron family. As we reflect on the past year, I want to begin with a heartfelt thank you. Thank you to the residents of Port Huron and surrounding areas for your support and trust and your resilience. Thank you to our city council, city administrators, and every employee who serves this community with dedication and care. Thank you to our first responders, educators, faith leaders, business owners, volunteers, and families. Each of you play a role in making Port Huron not just a city, but a community. This past year reminds us that leadership is not only about plans and policies, it's about people. It is about listening, responding, and choosing hope even when challenges are evident but not impossible to overcome. This year, 2025, was one of challenge and strength. Like many communities across Michigan who were faced with real challenges this year, economic pressures, infrastructure needs, and the concern about safety and stability. But what defines us here in Port Huron is not the challenges themselves, it is how we met the challenges. I have witnessed neighbors supporting one another, for example, the Blue Water Habitat Operation Transformation, our faith community, the YMCA recovery community, and I've been all over this city. It's just like doing it all over again after I've been here all my life. And I've witnessed the goodness on behalf of everyone trying to reach out and help one another. Public safety remains our top priority. We continue our solid support for our police and fire department while emphasizing visibility, prevention, and above all, community trust. We are genuinely grateful for our first responders. Safety in itself is more than response time. It is about families feeling secure and neighborhoods feeling connected. We are committed to strengthening both our police and our fire. When I reflect on our efforts looking at the opportunities around infrastructure, city services, economic development, there is a common ground connection that speaks to the shared interconnected goal of improving the overall quality of life and enhancing the well-being of the community and our residents. The efforts of our EDA is a vital key that has and is working in our city's best interests. But the heartbeat of my 2025 reflection lies with our youth, families, and community well-being. We cannot be a city or build communities without programs supporting our youth, seniors, veterans, and families, and thereby investing in the arts, culture, recreation, and having various events that draw them together, conveying a sense of messaging like they belong. I don't have to tell you belong. What we set and what we lead with, you know you feel that you belong. It's your choice to recognize that. And it's our choice to do what we can do better as leaders. In our fiscal responsibility and stewardship, in collaboration with City Council and department heads, we try and manage our budgets carefully, seeking outside funding and planning planning thoughtfully for our future. We know that fiscal responsibility is about trust. It's about ensuring taxpayers' dollars are used wisely and that we remain prepared for today and tomorrow's challenges. Almost finished here. In sharing my 2025 reflection, it is my hope that you will and can appreciate the strong potential and the vast opportunities for us in our city of Port Huron. As we look ahead, I am optimistic. Yes, there is work before us, strengthening neighborhoods, focusing on our downtown, out-of-the-box solution in addressing housing, project completions, only to name a few. The bottom line, we will keep working to ensure Port Huron is safe and welcoming and forward-looking, a city that honors its past and striving to manage the present while confidently building towards our future. As your mayor, I would like to share with you some metrics that I took. You said, well, what does the mayor do? Well, I don't run the day-to-day, and that's for sure. I think I have it here somewhere. I did have it here, but anyway, here you go. So what we do, while I don't run the operations of the day-to-day, that's your city manager, but what I do, I am your chief executive officer, and I represent you. I'm a face for Port Huron. I can't make my face look like anybody else, but if you look at it in the eyes of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, it looks like all of you. You're looking at me, but you're looking at yourself, because I care about you, I want to represent you, and I'm serious about what I do as mayor. I just didn't ask for it. It was given to me in trust, and I'm going to follow that trust. So the mayor's tracking, I took this. There are 4 categories, like what I do, just so you'll know what I'm doing on a day-to-day, the meetings, the events, the speaking engagement, the proclamations and recognitions, meetings, collectively about 200. And these are just some metrics. 200, I'm out in meetings. 137 events, and that's even more. This is just putting it lightly. I'm just trying to tell you we're out there. I am out there working. It's not about I, it's we. I'm not an I person. Speaking engagements all over the place, regional, state, and then out of state. People are calling on me, and I'm there representing you. Proclamation and recognitions is over 50. That's list from the clerk's office. And then volunteerism. I still volunteer. I haven't forgot who I am. That's how I got to where I am today, volunteering for my city. So it carried that kind of a weight. So I would also like to acknowledge the partnerships formed in our legislature. Our representative, Dan Lauer, and Joe Pavlik, and Alyssa Slotkins, and Lisa McLean. And they have just poured their hearts out for me. They're always reaching out, what can I do, Anita? And their aides, Jediah and Ann Brown, who is Alyssa Slotkins' aide, and Jediah is Joe Pavlik's, and Lisa Mohammed. I just love him to know Ann. And some of this they set up where Lisa had 40 kids, advisory committee, and I do things like that, and I talk to the youth a lot. And so this is some of the stuff that we do. We just help one another. So in closing, it is truly an honor to serve as your mayor, and it really is. It's an honor, and I'm very humble about that. I carry this responsibility with humility and grace. Port Huron is strong. We've been there, and we've done that, and not every community can say that we've done this. I know there's a lot of other things, but you don't look at that. You just stay focused. We want to move forward. I have never been a person that can easily be distracted because I serve a mighty God that keeps me grounded and keeps me looking forward and keeps me knowing that I do not, under no circumstances, be bought for anything, be intimidated for anything, nor bullied for anything. I'm with you. You just keep moving forward and doing the best you can as a mayor of the city of Port Huron. So, together, guided by hope and unity in purpose, we will continue to move forward. I want to thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really want to do that. I know some of you think it's tough, you know, just being in political office, whether you're in Port Huron or whether you're in Washington. But it seems as though we have lost our moral compass. You want to believe everything else, people, you're easily distracted. But it is, it's work, it's hard work. But when it comes from the heart, and it's not just about you, you care, and you make that much difference, and nothing can get in there, you know, because you got too much going for you up front. So I just want to tell you, God bless you, each and every one of you sitting here, and I hope they're watching, and may God bless the city of Port Huron. Thank you. Now we will have the clerk call the roll call, please.
Councilmember Archibald?
Here.
Councilmember Haremsa?
Here.
Councilmember Lamb?
Here.
Councilmember Mosherak?
Here.
Councilmember Payton?
Here.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Here.
Mayor Ashford?
Present. Okay. Council, you have before you the minutes of the regular meeting of the City Council on December the 8th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem and supported by Councilmember Mosherak. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, motion is carried. Could you call the roll?
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremsa?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosherak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Our next item is the public comment. And this, our change is, everybody remember, we got two, and this is the first one, and this first one is kind of dedicated to our city residents, business and business owners. So it says here, the chair will recognize each city resident or city business owners who sign up by calling their name. Speaker may address the city council on any agenda item or any matter under the city's jurisdiction. Speakers are allotted 1 4-minute opportunity to make their comments. And as chair, I have kind of delegated this. We kind of went back and forth to my clerk. She will call out your name to do that. So once you hear your name, you're welcome to come to the podium.
So our first speaker tonight is Aaron Kreiner. Okay, all right. Next is Trash the Clown.
First one up, man, the opener. My name's Trash the Clown, 3565 24th Street. I got to sign up under the business because I pay rent. That's cool. Let me start by saying that bad gas travels fast in a small town. I received information from one of my heap that a close family member of one of you elected officials was spreading private information regarding myself at their place of work. I confirmed that that private information was spread amongst you, private officials, and it was got back to me that it was said elsewhere. Again, let me remind you that you are 1, adults. You're not middle school or high school. 2, you are leaders. 3, your city is listening and they're watching. Okay, I want all of you to be the best leaders that you can be, and spreading information about whatever. I'm just a clown, but if it's being spread about me, that means that things are being said behind the curtain about other people probably here as well. I will end this little part of the topic with this quote. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongue deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. So, on better news, there's the 24th Street underpass, which I know is not yours, it is CN's, and I know that has been an issue for a long time. The passageway for pedestrians is awful. If you haven't walked it, don't, because it's awful. but I did get contacted. I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to me. A manager at Port Huron CN is going to try to get that mitigated ASAP because he saw a post that I made about how bad it is. So hopefully your pedestrians will have better passage, probably in the spring would be my guess. Speaking of 24th Street, I think I've mentioned this before, but it's a very heavily walked path. It connects parts of the city, and for the south side, it connects people that need to get to Kroger to get food and stuff like that. It is an awful passageway. There's also a high school on that street, but there is missing sidewalk. I would like to see a push made within the next coming years to make 24th Street more accessible for everyone, not including those that can walk, but those that may need assistance with wheelchairs or strollers or things like that. We place a big priority on vehicles, but really I think we need to place a priority on pedestrians, because vehicles are tanks, people are not. We are just flesh suits, and it takes one good hit to end that flesh suit. So I think that there needs to be sidewalks down the entire way of 24th Street. I know that it's the dividing line between township and city, but I believe the township mostly has sidewalk down their route, but the Port Huron side does not. Especially since there's a high school there, you would think that there would be sidewalk there, but instead people have to walk through the parking lot to get through that way, which does not seem safe to me. So again, it's just like what can we do to improve the city? That's what our goal should always be. And I think it's not a simple one, it's a big one, right? We would have to change infrastructure. Oh, I gotta hurry up, but thank you. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Yeah.
Our next speaker is Brian Farquhar.
Brian Farquhar, 19th Avenue. It's a new year. I would definitely like to see you guys set a goal-setting session this year with all of you present, probably the city manager as well. That would be a good start. One of those things on that goal session should be the trash contract. I know I'm constantly up here complaining about it. Now I'm not even going to complain about it. I'm just going to say it's almost over. So what's going to happen when it becomes over and we haven't had a goal-setting session is we're going to end up with one person coming back in and giving us a ridiculous bid, and then we are going to, again, reset the standard for trash rates in our county, and it's just going to be this ongoing cycle. So let's do something about that. Let's set some other goals while we're there as well, too. And let's actually work for our residents this last year some of you guys have up here. The other thing that I'm a little bit disappointed on and kind of confused on, I get Wednesday we kind of got caught with our pants down with the drop in the temperatures and the rain and the rest of it, and school got canceled very last minute. But these roads around town are kind of atrocious. It's 37 degrees outside right now, according to my car on the way here. That means salt will work if it's on the roads, and probably 85% of your residential streets through the city of Port Huron, because I spent some time driving around this afternoon, were only plowed going one time each direction instead of 2 times each direction, which is normal, and then they only put salt down the middle, and there's a lot of intersections that still have ice. They're completely covered in ice. Even coming down here, if you look at all the little turnoffs towards McMorran, they're all sheets of ice. Right in front of the Miller Maytag and Smith Chiropractic, we actually have a whole lane of a road that hasn't been plowed. There's still snow on it that is this thick. It's just, let's get out there, let's get it done. I hear from everybody the contractors don't have salt, but the city buys salt in bulk every year at the same rate. It's early in the year right now. If this was February, we could say, hey, we're out of salt, but right now, there's no reason for us to be out of salt. So let's get out and use it. The other thing is I noticed in the resolution here, we're giving away, or not giving away, we're voting on two lawn care companies, Resolution 3 and 4, 2623 and 2624. I think both those lawn care companies do a great job locally, okay? Both of them the owners happen to be friends of mine. That's fine. My only question is the one we're giving a 5-year contract to, well, 3 years with a possible 2-year extension. The other one's a 5-year contract with 5 optional 1-year extensions. That means you guys are giving somebody a contract tonight that possibly, even after, let's say, the next election comes around, right? Those people that'll be sitting on council will never get to vote on a contract for this, supplier or whatnot. It just seems a little extensive to give 10-year contracts away, especially to a lawn care company. I can understand if we're trying to get a rate on, salt or fluoride or something for the water facility, and we're trying to lock something in now. But lawn care seems kind of extensive to give a 10-year contract to. So just, I think both of those should be passed tonight, but in the future, so we don't end up with a thing where we're taking contracts away from local things, like is in 2603 up from the city manager.
Your time is up. Thank you very much.
Our final speaker for the first public comment session is going to be Austin Wells.
Hello. So I've actually been able to think a lot because of my last talk. Definitely got me a little bit of attention online. So apparently I'm Jingles the Jerk today. So I did think through a lot of things, and it kind of made me think about Port Huron 15 years ago. 15 years ago, we didn't have as much trash. We didn't have as much pileup of the garbage and stuff that we have along the waterfronts. And I've always kind of wondered, why don't we have a QR code on those trash cans, or maybe a sign that says, hey, if this isn't to our liking, call this number, get a member of city down here to clean this up a little bit. I believe it's Frankenmuth that does that. I'm not really sure, so don't quote me on that. But I also can relate with Trash the Clown on 24th Street. We are trying to become a college city, if I've understood correctly, and college students don't really drive a lot. We're in a weird generation where people aren't really rearing up to get that first car anytime soon. We should have a little bit more walkways and a little bit more accessibility in our city for people who's not on that. And a couple of my friends from work also have been like, hey, what happened to the electric scooters and the bike paths that we were planning on making on Huron Avenue, and all these other types of things to make life a little easier on people who don't want to really drive around our city and just want to take in the sights. We should really look into getting all that stuff situated here in our city if we could. Thanks.
Thank you. That's it? Okay, so that ends that, and now we're at, you want to announce, you want me to?
City manager's report and comments.
Madam Mayor, you have my written report before you. I will just add, the 24th Street Viaduct is outside the city limits in the city, in Port Huron Township. And the reason why I know this, when I first became your city manager in 2014, someone called, and if you remember, there was brush overgrowing the entire side of 24th Street. And I said, well, that's fine. I sent crews out there to cut it up. And then I was simply advised that, were you not aware that was not within the city? So that's how I find out the 24th Street Viaduct was not within the city, is by sending crews out there to clean it up. Several years ago, Mayor Ashford led a community group to about the viaduct. We met with stakeholders down there. Even though it wasn't in the city, we recognized it as a key corridor connecting South Park with the shopping corridor in the township. We were able to bring forth CN representatives, not CSX. It's two different rail lines there, which makes it much more complicated to get one rail line to do something, let alone two at the same time. The CN rail representatives, well, he pretty much promised us the moon. He promised to paint it, he promised to put new lighting in it, they promised to widen the sidewalks, and then we never heard from him again. Never heard from him again. So we have tried for several years to do something with the viaduct. The railways are governed by the Federal Railroad Administration. They do not adhere to local ordinances or local laws, meaning they're pretty much like a free nation out there. They can do whatever they want. So it is very difficult. One of the challenges with 24th Street, I walk that several times a week in the mornings, many of you have seen me, there is not enough road right-of-way to build a sidewalk there. And so there's going to be some type of road diet or something to allow the road commission, the township, to build sidewalks to connect South Park to the high school, because it is very difficult to get over those curb cuts because there's a lack of road right-of-way there. So there's some significant challenges, but it is something that the mayor and I have been focused on for several years. It's very difficult. We do encourage you want to get organized and get loud with the railroad. We're more than glad to help you, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, just let me add to that, James. Probably, I think it was May, the railroad, CNN, had asked me to come over, and I presented a proclamation to them. It was Safety Week or whatever. And so, you know what that did. That opened the door for the viaduct. So I did take all the pictures and everything over there to the safety, the person that was tops in this region for the viaduct, and he took that, and he had promised to look into that. So we have a name, and then I did meet with him again a month later, and he said, I got some good news, and he said they did put us on a list. And so I have to get with you. And just before I got here tonight, I'd sent out something and say, well, what are the steps? So,
Yeah, excellent.
So we got a link that we can work with, and we will be trying to put some, muscle behind there to see what we can do. Because it is, I think we had somebody lose their life. I mean, and about 2 or 3 people are on motorized bikes. They have to ride in the middle of the street to get through there. And not to say what's going in the blight, the area, period. I mean, it's horrible. So they do have all that information. I look forward to working with you, James, so we can see what we could do about that. Okay, is there anything else for your report?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, you have any comments?
Nope.
Oh, okay. That's good. Okay, now we're at the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Councilmember Pemberton and supported by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I will proceed to, after she reads the roll call, I will proceed to read through the consent items.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes, and we have 4 under resolutions under the consent. Resolution number 5, and it's approving the scheduling of a public hearing for February the 9th, 2026, to hear comments concerning liquor license delinquents and payment of taxes, utility payments, and/or income tax reporting payments. Resolution number 6, confirming and approving single lot assessments for fines, assessments, and/or the cost of removing blighting factors, and/or causes of blight, as well as the abatement of nuisance. Resolution number 7, approving the reappointment of Josephine Jenkins to the Beautification Committee with a term to expire on January the 30th, 2029. Resolution number 8, confirming the appointment of Daniel Lovell, Mary Seeley, and Gary Stout to the 2026 Board of Review with compensation in the amount of $600 per year per person, and setting the Board of Review meetings dates. That is your consent agenda. Now will we return to from the city manager?
Receive and file the annual comprehensive financial report for the year ended June 30th, 2025.
Is there a motion?
Someone.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald.
Support.
Oh, okay, Councilmember Lamb and. See, that's
Support.
And supported by Moshe, right? That's why I get for juggling these names, okay? Okay, so it's been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion?
Madam Mayor, we do have representatives from our auditing firm to make a brief presentation for you.
Oh, okay, excellent, okay. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here tonight to present your 2025 audit for the city. My name is Karen Shafiq, and I am the partner overseeing the audit for UHY. Before I get into the presentation, I just want to thank James, Lee, Bobby, and the entire finance department, as well as many others within the city, for your cooperation and hard work, and all the hard work that goes into preparing for the audit. We know it does take a lot of work, and we just want to express our thanks to you all. I'll go through just really a brief summary of the statements, as the report that you probably have up there is over 150 pages. I'm sure I put everyone to sleep at this point. The first part of the financial section is the independent auditor's report. This is really the only part of the statement that is UHY's. You have an unmodified opinion, as noted on pages 10 through 14 of the report, and is the best that you can have and what the city strives for each year. You did receive a certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting in 2024, and that certificate is presented in the introductory section of your audit report on page 8. The 2025 report has been submitted for the award as well. We will primarily go through the general fund here tonight, and we'll begin really with the balance sheet on page 28. As you can see in the financial statements, assets of your general fund at the end of June 2025 totaled $15,822,430. Liabilities were $3,916,653. You had deferred inflows of resources of $2,435,723, and your fund balance at the end of June was $9,470,054. Next is a statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance. You can find that in the audit report on pages 31 with the budget versus actual comparisons beginning on page 92. But your total revenues for the year ended June 30th, 2025 were $40,252,654. Total expenditures of $37,989,014. And then the net other financing sources and uses was a positive $290,351, giving you a net change in your fund balance of the general fund of $2,553,991 on the year. Next, we'll look at an analysis of your fund balance of your general fund. You had non-spendable fund balance of $233,652 at the end of June for prepaids and beneficial interests of assets held by others. You had restricted fund balance of $14,251 for unspent bond proceeds, and then committed fund balance of $2.3 million for contingencies. Your unassigned fund balance, which can be used for really just the general purposes of the city, was at $6,922,151, and that's about 17.8% of your 2025 expenditures and transfers out. We also issued a report on internal control and management letter, which are also in your packet as well. The next part, or the next section of part 2, really goes through, or begins going through your other major governmental funds. You can see the balance sheet on page 28 and 29. There is a typo there, I apologize. And then the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance that you can see in the full report on pages 31 through 32, and budget comparisons on pages 95 through 97. I'm not going to go through all those numbers because I will bore you. I'm sorry. It's interesting to me, but the next section goes through your other major governmental funds with the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balances. on page 110 through 111 at the bottom of this page. And then the categorization and fund balance of each of those non-major funds is on the top of page 3 here. This packet then really goes through the same analysis of your enterprise funds at the bottom here. So you can see your assets, liabilities, your statement of revenues and expenses, and then really where your net working capital is at the end of June in comparison with last year. Then it goes into the city's internal service funds on page 4. And then lastly, giving some details of your fiduciary funds on page 5 of this packet, as well as some other information regarding your pension and your OPEB liabilities and funding. We did include a couple of graphs as well, showing sources of your general fund revenues on page 6. The functions of your general fund expenditures on page 7 of this presentation packet. And then on page 8, the balance of your general fund balance over the last 10 years. And then lastly, we've included on page 9, really the levels of your revenues and expenditures over the last 10 years of your general fund. So I just want to thank you very much for allowing me to be here tonight to go through this. And thank you.
Wait.
Karen,
Questions?
Any questions?
yeah, quick question, Karen, just to point out that the deviation of the revenue and expenses was the AARP money, the American Rescue Plan money. So for those who see the spending out of whack with our revenue, that was
Right.
one-time flux of federal money. That is not
Yes.
normal.
There's that as well as those bond proceeds for
The fire station.
as well.
That's why maybe people didn't go on a spending spree with taxpayer money.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that couldn't be configured within the whole because it was AARP. Yeah, okay, and that's it. We were over here. And so for those, Karen, and thank you, nice job. And those that, don't deal with this, what do you mainly look for in this, in our audit?
What is that, sorry?
What do you mainly look for in our audit?
What is good in your,
No, what do you look for in
look for?
doing?
Oh, golly, we're out here for a few weeks and we go through many, many different things. We go and look at controls over your processes as well as what's in the accounts to make sure that things are being reported correctly as assets, liabilities, revenues, expenditures, propose adjustments if need be. But we do look at a lot of things. However, we don't look at everything that goes through the city, so.
And how do we fare for, last year versus this year?
This is our first audit for you guys, so I don't have.
Okay, you switched over.
Yes, so, yeah, for fiscal '25. So I can really only speak to what we went through really with '25, so.
Understandable. And then our fund balance, what's the significance there?
Your fund balance looks pretty healthy, really, with your
Yeah.
general fund. Your, like I said, your unassigned fund balance is 17.8% of your 2025 expenditures and transfers and everything, which is pretty healthy. I think the state, James, you probably hear this a lot more, somewhere between 15 and 20% is
Right.
somewhat their target, but I'm sure if you ask everyone up there, they're going to give you could possibly give you a different opinion on where they want that fund balance to be, so.
But the state always have a core
Yes, but
range where we.
yeah, but we do have an adopted policy of a goal of 25%, which we're continuing to reach for. Yep.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, I think that's all. Anybody have any questions or anything?
Madam Mayor, if I could.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to thank UHY, this is your first year, you did an excellent job. You did save us significant amount of money, 6 figures, I believe, in that contract. So it did behoove us to bid that out. I also want to thank Lee and Bobby Seppo. They actually prepare all the financial documents. They do the heavy lifting. Lee's been, how many years have you been here now, Lee?
3 years.
Wow. He's done an excellent job. Also, former UHY employee back in the day. So thank you for doing a good job, and Lee, once again to you and your team for the heavy lift. Excellent work.
And on behalf of council, we also thank you. You even look like dollar signs. Okay, he's real good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. So, okay. So we will call the roll?
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. From the city manager, number 2.
Receive and file the quarterly financial report for the 3-month period ending September 30th, 2025.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald and second by
Support.
Councilmember Lamb. Is there any discussion? City manager, you have any discussion on this?
Nope.
Okay. Anyone else has any discussion on this one? Okay, hearing and seeing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. From the city manager, number 3.
Approving the contract termination agreement with Body Construction Company Incorporated and accepting the bid from Raymond Excavating Company Incorporated for the rehabilitation of the 10th Street Sanitary Pump Station.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Mosrak, second
Support.
by
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Is there any discussion? Any discussion?
Yeah, Madam Mayor and Council, this is again, it's a significant, it's a $1 million contract, and I really want the council and the community to understand what the scope of work is. A lot of these buildings you drive by every day and probably never notice them. In fact, we build them to fit into the neighborhoods so they're not an eyesore. But when we talk about water and sewer bills, I think it's important to know when we spend $1 million of your sewer bill, where it's going and why it's important. So I'd like Eric to just briefly give us a quick scope of the work and why it's important to our system.
Sure. So what you have before you tonight is the rehabilitation at 10th Street Sanitary Pump Station. That's located at 10th and Electric Avenue. The original station at the location was constructed in 1950. It was then rehabbed in 2001, and its age and condition is showing now. So we engaged with the consultant, did the design, bid it, and before you is the bid. I guess there's some piping in the wet well. The wet well's on the exterior of the building. The station consists of 3 submersible pumps. They're each capable of pumping 1,700 gallons per minute. So in these pump stations, we have 3 pumps installed, but one is for redundancy in case you got to take out a service for maintenance, that sort of thing. They're located at the bottom of the wet well. The station happens to be about 36 feet deep, and it serves about 461 acres in the city of Port Huron. So it's not our largest one, but it's probably mid-range as far as its size for the customers it serves.
How many do we have?
We have 13 total pump stations, so this will be the 10th one we'll rehab. We have 3 more to go. We started about, 13, 14 years ago, going through all 13 stations. COVID took a little time off of our hands, but we continuously try to do 1 per year, but lead time and things kind of push things out more than a year, so. Let's see. This project consists of replacing all 3 pumps and motors, adding VFDs, which are variable frequency drives, which help with efficiency of the pumps, new piping and valves, upgrade to electrical equipment and controls. For the building, it's replacing the main door and exterior lighting. To note, for the bypass pumping during construction, in order to do that, we have to close down 10th Street between Military and Electric, so there will be a posted detour. The current wastewater collection system budget has $1.2 million budgeted for this project, and the anticipated completion date is November 1st of 2026.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you. Eric, you took me to the pump station.
Yes,
so,
we drove
yeah,
by.
it was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else ready for the vote? Roll call.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. We move to resolutions, please.
Authorizing 28 payments.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Pemberton and second by? Support. Councilmember Lamb. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolution number 2.
Approving the purchase agreement with J.B. Donaldson Properties LLC for the purchase of approximately 19.88 acres comprising of 10 tax parcels for the purchase price of $10,000 per usable acre.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald and supported by Councilmember Mosrak. Okay, in discussion we have before us, City Manager and...
Good evening, Madam Mayor. I am joined by the CEO of the St. Clair County EDA and by Chris Kramer, who is our commercial broker for the City of Port Huron on all of our big projects. I want to get into a very exciting project tonight that we have been working on, I want to say 10 years? I mean, literally 10 years we have been courting this company. So the reason why this is important is because we have been competing nationally with sites in Tennessee, Texas, and around the country to land this project. The reason why this project is important is because the company and the employer currently has a footprint in Port Huron and employs more than 550 of our residents. So it's 550 jobs on the line. The reason why this project is important is because wherever this project goes shows where the future of this company is going to be investing. And our fear was if we didn't land this project and it went to Tennessee or Auburn Hills or someplace else, we could potentially one day have those jobs at risk for consolidation to a different site. And so we really fought hard to get this. Dan Casey has been meeting with the C-suite literally since almost the whole 12 years I have been here. We have gone over and met with the CEOs of the company. Former mayor has done so as well. People ask what the EDA does. It's protecting the jobs that are here and in securing future investment for the future. So without Dan Casey and without the EDA, I can tell you that this would have never happened. And so this is why the EDA is very important. And I tell you, I know there's a lot of conversation about the EDA last year, but if you're one of those 576 workers right now, you're really glad that we have Dan Casey and the EDA. Krista Kramer has been negotiating this, showing off that site. My God, she's showed a million different people at this point, the property that's for sale. And so I'm gonna go through the deal tonight. I've sent this to you earlier, but this is for the public consumption of what we're doing here. So if you remember, the EDA was able to secure a site readiness grant just a few years ago from the MEDC. So the EDA applied for a grant on behalf of the city. We got a grant to clear that site, to remove the trees and get it ready for development. So not only did the EDA work to land this project, the DDA worked with the MEDC to actually prepare the land so that it was ready to build on in rapid fashion, which what's going to happen. We're going to be building up there within 13 months. The deal tonight is for the current property, which is zoned M1 Industrial. It's 19.88 acres. As you can see, we have assembled a large portion. All that property, that was not clear just a few years ago, but thanks to the EDA, it's site readiness now in the MEDC. The purchase price is $10,000 an acre, which is a good deal, but they're going to invest a significant amount of money on this land, and eventually we're going to get it back in new tax dollars and job creation. J.B. Donaldson is the developer. So what they're doing is they're going to build the facility and then lease it back to the company. Because the tax laws now, that's how most everyone's doing it now for depreciation costs. So J.B. Donaldson is a premier commercial development. They have been over in Michigan for 25 years, headquartered in Farmington Hills. Some of the largest developments in the state of Michigan, they have done. They're the real deal. They know what they're doing. And they went through a vigorous vetting process with the company to be selected as the ones to develop this property. They're going to construct a manufacturing and warehouse facility that's going to be 230,000 square feet. It's going to be huge, one of our largest buildings in the industrial park. They'll have a long-term lease to the company that has 550-plus jobs here. The developer will construct a regional detention pond. So there needs to be a detention pond out here, not only to serve this development, but all future development on properties we own. So it's easier for us to say, hey, when you're building this building, construct the detention pond for us, and our LDFA will fund the detention pond. The developer, the city will also approve the tax abatement that is anticipated, which will be a 12-year industrial tax credit, tax abatement that we've done for every other country. Yeah, very standard for any type of new build out there. The PA terminates if the developer is not awarded the project, which we are confident they are going to be awarded the project. We also will begin the housekeeping work of combining the parcels and split off the land where the retention basin will be located. And that is just a general rendering of what the building would look like. So you'll have the initial 230,000 square feet, which is huge. And then you'll have the capacity to build an additional 60,000 square feet for future expansion to really build that campus feel for this company. So this facility will help us keep an anchor job creator, an employer in the city of Port Huron. It'll represent, I believe, I think it'll be close to $20–30 million of investment in this project. It's going to significant increase to our tax base. It's just a win-win all around. Any questions?
Will any residential properties be lost to this?
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
I recognize the chair.
I do, I'm sorry, may I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Will any residential properties be lost to this, and if so, will they be compensated properly?
No, not at all.
Okay. Good.
Nope. We have all the land we need. It's been properly cleared with proper setbacks for buffing as well.
Okay.
Any more questions about this?
I just want to, again, you have these meetings over the course of 10 years, and the whole time we're thinking, do they go to Tennessee? Do they go to Oakland County? And if they do, what does that do to the 550-plus workers here who, these are good-paying jobs. These are good-paying jobs for our residents, and they're hiring right now. So again, I think Dan Casey, again, for his leadership, he does a lot of things behind closed doors that people don't see. You don't see Dan shuffling all around the state trying to land these projects for our city. You don't see him reaching out to his contacts at the MEDC to bring $100 grand to clear the land. Who would ever thought of that? That's what Dan's thinking about. Krista has her connections in the industry. She's able to negotiate on our behalf to bring an equitable deal to the city of Port Huron. So again, great teamwork, great collaboration, but this is really why the EDA is critically important to our city.
Excuse me, and James, and those 500 jobs, what does that pay? I mean, just a ballpark.
So right now, they're starting at like 24 to 25, but these jobs are already here.
Right.
There'll be additional job creation on top of that, but our concerns was if we didn't land this project, there's a good chance we probably wouldn't be able to keep those jobs in the near future because it would consolidate them elsewhere in the country.
Yeah, the competition, yeah. And then what we did, not only the tax abatement, but we did some other things in order to prepare for that to be competitive.
Yeah, we
And
got
that's where
creative
Dan
with the
comes in.
detention pond to help them.
Yeah.
You know, if you need a detention pond and we need a detention pond, we can
Yeah.
work together on it and get it built to be a win-win for everybody. It also makes the sites around it more developable now, so it's a win-win for everybody and probably makes the other sites more lucrative in the future.
I was just trying to, comprehend the EDA's effect, special effect, to look in at and see what it takes in order to be a win for us as a city. So thank you, Dan, and thank you, Carissa. Okay. All right, with that, roll, please.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolution number 3.
Authorizing a 3-year contract extension, including an optional 2-year extension, with Major League Landscape and Lawn Care LLC in the estimated amount of $100,220 per year to perform lawn maintenance of approximately 150 city-owned vacant lots.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Mosrak and second by
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Any discussion? City Manager, we had some questions out there during
I'm not sure if there's questions on this one or the next one. I can answer to the next one if you'd like.
Oh, okay, well, okay. I'm fine with that. Okay, but I still would like to ask, Oh, you're just going to take
Yeah,
them
this is.
both together?
Well, I can just, on this one, this is just our annual bidding of
Yeah.
of the properties.
Yeah.
For mowing, we have 150 city-owned parcels, we bid it out every year. This is just a standard contract.
Oh, okay, just standard, oh, okay.
But again, this will be a 3-year extension.
3 year, oh, okay.
They've done an excellent job for us as well.
Oh, okay. Roll call?
Real quick, I think really when we originally awarded this contract, it was actually conversation with amongst the council if they could do it that cheap as their bid, and they've done a great job for us.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Roll call?
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolution number 4.
Authorizing a 5-year contract extension, including 5 optional 1-year extensions with Clean Cut Maintenance LLC in the amount of $2,750 per mowing for lawn maintenance of parks and marina properties.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Pemberton and second by
Support?
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald.
Actually, it was Lamb.
Lamb.
It's a little tricky.
Okay.
We'll get it.
Wait, well, you know what? Her voice have amplified. Before I couldn't hear it when you're down here. Now you got some stuff. I told you this was healthy, this move. All right. So, okay, it's been properly moved in second. Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Can I answer your question this time? So this is going back, but before Clean Cut actually became working for the city, another contractor actually had walked off the job, and Clean Cut came in and bailed us out. They've done an excellent job for us. The reason why you have a 5-year contract with 1-year extensions is because they have offered to guarantee their price for another 10 years. So when someone offers you a price guarantee for 10 years, you take it. We did break down the year after year extensions just to hold them accountable as well, but they're guaranteeing their prices for a decade, which I think is a pretty good deal for us.
I think it is too, with how prices are.
Absolutely.
Mayor Ashford,
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
just to clarify, the 5-year extension is being voted on now, and each 1 year would still have to come back to council every year?
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Is there any other questions on this before we take the vote? Okay, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Now, we're at public comment.
Carol Miller?
This is for non-residents.
Good evening, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'd like to begin by offering a sincere and heartfelt thank you to the citizens of Port Huron, Mayor Ashford and Councilwoman Bart Payton, for continuing to support those of us who live outside the city limits. Many of us work here, shop here, dine here, attend events here, and for years have helped support city services such as water department and the canal dredging. Despite that, recent actions by some members of this council have left many feeling that our voices no longer matter, particularly when public comment is restricted to items that have already been discussed and voted on. So again, thank you to those who still recognize that public input is not an inconvenience, but a valuable tool to help a city grow and prosper. I'm here tonight because of the horrific and disturbing murder of an innocent animal in December, a dog that was dragged, choked, and ultimately killed. As many of you know, I've long been an advocate for animals that are lost, abandoned, or unable to protect themselves. This tragedy has shaken not only local residents, but people across this entire country. As citizens mobilized in response, one fact that was brought to me is that approximately 80% of the animals brought to animal control originate within the city of Port Huron. While I understand that animal control services are funded by tax dollars across the county, I do not understand how a city of this size employs its own animal control officer, yet has no dedicated facility within the city to safely house and properly care for those animals. More and more citizens are now choosing to take animals in themselves rather than contact animal control out of fear and mistrust of a certain branch of law enforcement. Whether one agrees with that sentiment or not, it should be deeply concerning to this council. A system that citizens are afraid to use is a system that is broken. The question before you is simple. If you're not an animal person, can you still recognize the impact this incident has on your residents? The anger is real. The demand for accountability is growing, and the attention is no longer local, it is national. This incident has cast a harsh light on Port Huron, and by extension, our entire region. I'm asking this council to take leadership, form a project group, commit to meaningful change, show the community and the nation that Port Huron cares. If individuals can treat animals with such cruelty, they should never be entrusted to protect the public. Protecting animals is part of protecting the people, especially after hours, and especially for those with no voice. Surely there's a vacant or underutilized building, and I'm sure, well, Dan Casey left, he might know of one, that could be repurposed into a basic humane holding and care facility for the city. One that prioritizes safety, transparency, and the goal of reuniting animals with their families or placing them into adoption. From a fiscal standpoint, investing in a proper facility can reduce a long-term costs. A centralized location improves efficiency, decreases repeated calls for the same animals, and allows for better coordination with rescues, veterinarians, and volunteers. It also reduces the risk of lawsuits or public criticism stemming from inadequate care or preventable outcomes. This issue cannot be ignored or minimized. Change starts with you. And it starts by showing that the city values compassion, accountability, and proactive leadership. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate your willingness to seriously look in this matter. Port Huron can and should do better. Establishing a city animal control building with proper care capabilities is not an extravagance. It's a responsibility investment in public safety, animal welfare, and the reputation of our city. I, as well as the citizens of the area, look forward to hearing about solutions you may have. And on a separate question with the EDA development and stuff, that's in my backyard, and nothing was mentioned about what's going in there. Can you please tell us what is going in there? That company is known for data centers, and if that's what's going in there, people need to know.
Your time
So,
is up.
thank
We'll
you.
get back with
Thank
you afterwards.
Our next speaker is Eileen Tesh.
Thank you. I'll finish what Carol was inquiring about because I was having deja vu. This situation arose in Marysville last year. Some developer was going to come in and build these 3 huge warehouses, but refused to say what was going to go in those warehouses. And make no mistake, it's not that James Freed won't tell you, he can't tell you because he signed an NDA. A non-disclosure agreement. And that is what happened in Marysville, is that the city manager signed a non-disclosure agreement, so he could not disclose what was going in there, and eventually the planning commission and the board voted it down because they wouldn't say what was going in there with the residential properties surrounding it. So I'm just asking you to do your due diligence, find out what's going in there, because you know the data centers are popping up all over the state of Michigan. And that is why St. Clair County, the commissioners voted to no longer do business with the EDA because of their lack of transparency. First, I want to talk about, secondly, I want to talk about the State of the City address that James Freed is putting on. I'm grateful to the Blue Water Area Chamber of Commerce for inviting me to share an update on the state of the city. I will be joined by key community and civic leaders who have played an important role in our city's transformation and growth. Together, we will highlight the major community projects planned for the coming year and reflect on the progress we've made. Well, I was a little surprised to see that because of what's going on downtown, and with a recent article by local writer Jim Block that many of the merchants and retailers and people, citizens, residents believe that downtown is dying. But I looked at some of the posts, the Facebook posts after James Freed, his State of the City announcement, and they were pretty brutal. And one particular individual said, "What progress? Changing the rules of city meetings, taking away Rocking the River concerts, increased parking fees for McMorran Center, and many others that actually hurt the people of the community." Secondly, I want to talk about the recall. Finally, I did interview recently Suzanne from Suzanne's Fashions, and she said downtown is very sad. As most of you know, the grocery store is up for sale. Weekends just moved out because of the college purchasing the building. Their lease wasn't renewed. And it's a very bad situation. So I appreciate your comments, Mayor, but they have no teeth. Talking about election integrity, I am with the St. Clair County GOP. We've been approached by a number of people. Election Integrity Committee is not just for secure elections, making sure everyone has a right to vote, but it's also holding our elected officials accountable. The recall for Terry Lamb and Sherry Archibald has to do with the fact that they feel, the citizens feel that they are not being held accountable. Integrity, transparency, and as I said to the county commissioners, it's all about our values and our principles, and that means no lying, cheating, or stealing from the people. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Our final speaker tonight is Curtis Carl.
Curtis Caro, non-resident, taxpayer.
Be nice.
All right, we're going to start out by saying Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy.
James, thank you for addressing the incident at the Prowlers game promptly and professionally. I'd go to them games a lot, and I wouldn't want to take my grandchildren there if things like that kept happening. So I can appreciate your correspondence with the GM there and everything that you did there. We got some non-residents, I believe Brian Black and Chuck Knowlton, maybe some others have been in contact with you about that canal project. If you could get with my boss over at Blue Water Glass, I'm sure he could lend a hand. He could probably get that gate fixed in a day. I know we could, actually. Nice to see some pocket park activity. What's that, Union Properties was over there the other day. On the old sewer social media, lots of complaints about Lapeer. That the road diet, if we were going to do it between 24th and 16th, we probably should have kept it going. It's sketchy. If you're coming in from 24th Street right there where that temporary sign is, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. But I can see the road diet's good, but if you're going to do it, you got to do it all the way to Military. So it's a little sketchy right now. And then about this public comment session, saving the best for last, that's great, but honestly, I'd like to speak with everybody else because I feel that myself being a taxpayer, that I have no, I can't not pay my taxes. But you guys can divide us and make me speak later because I'm not a resident. So a lot of us township folks, we spend our money in this city. We do. Some of us have to pay taxes in the city. We thought that was all put to rest, but then Jeff Pemberton wanted to bring this back up. So I wonder, why is Jeff so interested in dividing America? When we did the Pledge of Allegiance here today, the United States of America, okay? That's not very united, Jeff. So I wonder, where would something like that come from? And I have to think about some of the values that my parents had and some of the things that I've, had to chew on when I was a kid. Now we've got the sewer of social media, and then somebody's dad, Steve Pemberton, gets on there and comments on a friend's post. And Steve Julie Pemberton, and I had to clarify if it was Steve or Julie. Clarification was it was Steve. The comment was, and as much as I don't like what happens with the president or whoever and all this divide in the country, I have to just let it happen, right? But Steve comments, the best thing Trump could do for him is drop dead. We never agree to have a good day, buddy. That's what he said to my friend. And my friend comes back with, now that's not a very Christian-like thing to say, knowing that you guys are very religious. If I was a religious person and my dad was a keyboard cowboy or whatever, I'd slap his hand, or I'd take his internet away, or whatever that it would be. This stuff don't go away. When you screenshot it, it's right here. If my dad was doing stuff like that, I would address that issue. Do better.
Thank you so much, Mr. Carl. Is the last one? Okay, well, we want to thank everybody tonight who came forth to have comments, because you do make a difference, and your voices should be and will be heard, and we get back with the young lady in the back to answer her question.
Madam Mayor?
So- Yes?
I just want to add, just for the public record, I have not signed any NDA whatsoever. The company is currently in our industrial park. They make car interior parts, like the panels in your door, and your steering wheel, and your things like that. So they're already here. There is no data center. Not that what I'm saying she'll even believe, but whatever. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Mayor
Thank
Ashford,
you.
if I may?
Yes. Councilman
Yes.
Payton?
Yes. I wanted to let Mr. Farquhar know that we do have a goal-setting session scheduled for February, which I'm very much looking forward to, as I did not get to participate in that last year. So that will be something that will be very productive, I believe, and I want to present to council that they will work with me so that we can change our residential zoning laws, because we do have a housing crisis, which is, throughout the entire country, but people are facing such hardship right now. And the fact that some of our zoning for residential areas, you can't even rent out a room in your house. Or if you have an additional flat, some of these homes cannot rent them out. So I think that the pushback that I hear from some people is that they don't want too many rentals in their neighborhood. But I have many rentals in my neighborhood, and it's not an issue with the tenants, it's the landlords. I think we need to crack down on the landlords more, hold them more accountable, because we can't control what they're charging for rent, but we can control whether or not they are taking care of their properties and their tenants. So I really want council to work together with me, and I will reach out to them individually so that we can change our zoning laws. I think that's vital, and there are many other things that we need to focus on at that goal-setting session. I also wanted to, if I may, Carrie Warren from MDOT asked that I announce that that closing for the pothole on Hancock. So it's the connector between, what is that, M25, James?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they hope to close, they're going to close the road, Friday, January 16th, and patch that with a high-strength concrete, and they hope to reopen on Sunday, the 18th. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that, because MDOT asked that I convey that to you.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Thank you. And Councilmember Payton, yes, we do have a goal session coming up on February the 5th in room 408. I think it's what time is it? 5:30. At 5:30. And the reason why Councilmember Payton wasn't there last year, because we didn't have one. So I wasn't there, none of us was. So that kind of slipped, so we didn't have any. So I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah. Anybody else have any comments?
Yes, Mayor Ashford?
Yes.
I would just like to recognize the fact that McMorran is heavy-duty back into work for our Silver Sticks. I'd like to thank all the workers and all the volunteers for making this happen. We have skaters, amazing skaters that are coming here from all over the country. They're coming from Canada. And if you're interested in any entertainment, they will be back next weekend. I do believe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the weekend off, and then they'll be back again the following weekend. And there's no charge. So if you're looking for anything to do that's exciting, young skaters, they're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Lamb. Yeah, and I've been over there not just this last month. Open it up and welcome on behalf of all of you citizens. Yeah, very exciting. They even had fireworks. So it's really good. So.
Mayor Ashford, yes, of course, I have more to say. I do want to comment on what happened to that dog. I saw the video and it was horrific. If you're an animal lover, I suggest you not watch the video. And I will follow up on that. So thank you for bringing that up.
I am. I was going to wait till they did it. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Everybody else before I get to announcements? Okay, you all right, Bob? You all right, comrade? Okay. Okay, so no more voices out here. So announcements coming up. The city offices will be closed Monday, January the 19th, in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And in connection with that, the SC4 and the local NAACP, they are actually celebrating that day. So you may want to go over there to SC4, the auditorium. I think theirs is at 6 o'clock on the day. And also the Operation Transformation is going to be out at Sunday at Port Huron High School's auditorium, celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Day. So get involved, come out and be together, and see what your neighbor's doing, and see how we celebrate together, because it brings us together, makes a difference. So with that, I will hear adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I second.
And a second, I want to make sure they want to go. Okay. So moved.